Haldane is looking strong for the playoffs. Although knocked out of league title contention by Dover last night, the Blue Devils could still wreak havoc in the postseason. Tonight, Spackenkill and Haldane tune up for the sectionals as they go at it in the final league game of the season. Good evening and welcome to this new Center 6 high school basketball production. Tonight we come to you from Spackenkill High School in the town of Poughkeepsie, where tonight the Haldane Blue Devils visit the Spackenkill Spartans. Hello everyone, I'm Kevin Garrity, and Charlie Cornacchio is usually standing here beside me, but he's nursing the flu tonight. We hope he gets better. But standing here with me is Our Lady of Lourdes girls varsity assistant coach Joe Talbot. And Joe, this is still a big game tonight. It could have been a bigger one if Haldane had beaten Dover last night. That would mean Haldane would have to win here tonight for the league championship. None of that takes place tonight, but these two teams are still trying to get ready for the sectional tournament.
Oh, absolutely, Kevin, and there's a lot of motivation on both these teams' parts. For Haldane, on their side, Coach Kiefer wants to get his kids back on track. They had a tough one-point, heartbreaking loss last night to Dover, knocked them out of the tie for first place. If they can win tonight, they'll be high in the sectionals, and they'll be a good seeding, and they'll be able to, to get some home games. On the other side, for Terry Feely, he said to his kids, hey, if we can win tonight, we have a golden opportunity now to be seeded a little bit higher and to get a home game, at least guaranteed one home game anyway.
As far as key players tonight, this should be a game of big men, both teams with very strong big men down inside. And for Haldane, it's just a sophomore, Damon Perpetua.
Oh, absolutely. He's a super soph. He's averaging 18 points a game, and he's just absolutely a great force inside. He's their go-to guy, and he starts things and get them going, and they really have to do that tonight. They have to go to him soon.
On the Spackenkill side, the man who's going to be trying to stop Perpetua is Todd Bishop.
Well, Todd Bishop has done a great job in filling in for the injured Brian Whittle. When these two teams met the last time, Brian blew his knee out. He's out for the season. Todd's a senior. He had to step in, and he's done a great job. He scores 11 points a game, and he's really going to have to step up and have a great game tonight and box out Perpetua.
Okay, it should be a great one here at Spackenkill. Coming up, we'll have conference standings, keys to the game, and the opening tip-off. We'll be right back after this break. And we're back at Spackenkill High School in the town of Poughkeepsie. Kevin Garrity along with Joe Talbot here on this new Center 6 high school basketball production. We're getting ready here for the opening tip, but first we're going to take a look at some Conference 3 League D standings. There you see them, Joe.
Yeah, well, obviously Haldane missed the golden opportunity last night in that loss to Dover, but they're still in the hunt if they can win tonight and Dover loses. Spackenkill's behind, but again, like we mentioned in the beginning of the show, it's key that they win tonight for a good spot in the playoffs.
And some of the keys to the game?
All right, for Haldane, they have to come off of this tough loss last night and really get their heads up and get into the game real fast. They have to control the inside, and they have to look for Steve Keppel on the outside.
And for Spackenkill?
For Spackenkill, they have to control the boards, and they need to go into that run and gun type, not get away from the run and gun and get more patient. And Todd Bishop has to step up and really do a good job on Perpetua.
Okay, there we go with the opening tip-off. Haldane controls off the opening tip-off. And it's Steve Keppel at the point. Gets it down to Perpetua in the corner. Perpetua drives, puts it up. Air ball. Here comes Spackenkill back down the other end. Mark Dolan out at the point for Spackenkill. Over to Scott Henkel. Just a sophomore is Henkel. Dolan's a junior. He runs the show for Spackenkill. And it looks like Spackenkill's spreading it out here, trying to slow it down, Joe.
Yeah, there they are. Haldane's in a 1-3-1 zone, and Spackenkill wants to spread them out, see if they can get the floor open a little bit, skip a pass here or there, and get somebody free.
Hang on to it, Henkel, hang on.
Just going into it.
And it looks like Haldane's just satisfied with sitting back there.
Coach Dick Kiefer, Haldane head coach, just looking at his team and just happy with the way they're standing in there now. Spackenkill starting to move on offense now. Mark Dolan at the point. Over to Mike Kerrin on the wing. Out to Brian Tyrell, who gets it to Todd Bishop. And still, Spackenkill slowing things down.
Spread it!
It's a Bishop in the corner. Haldane with some pressure, trying to trap in the corner. You can hear Terry Feely saying to spread it out. And that's what Spackenkill's doing right here. No score, and doesn't look like they're really trying to take a shot.
No, not really. They're just holding it out, and every so often Coach Feely will yell to them to go into their motion offense, which tries to free up somebody up on the high post. If not, they kick it back out to a perimeter and see if they get a good shot from 10 to 12 feet out there, but so far they haven't been able to do that.
The Spackenkill isn't really a outside shooting team. They've not really taken many three-pointers all year, as we see Dolan trying to penetrate, but he comes back out.
No, that's right, and that's why when they kick it out, they're looking for a short shot, not a long shot.
Haldane coming out and trapping now. Ball's knocked out of bounds by Haldane. Spackenkill with it. Almost 2.5 minutes have gone by here in the first quarter. Still not a shot taken by Spackenkill, who's had the ball most of the time.
You know, Kevin, this is working okay for him right now, but, you know, this puts an awful lot of pressure on these kids to be able to handle the ball and not to make a mistake. You know, it's like the end of a game when you're trying to hold the ball. Sometimes a little pressure on there, just a little extra pressure, and you turn the ball over, and this could be very dangerous.
Yeah, well, what do you think Coach Feely's thinking could be coming out in a stall game like this?
Well, I'm not really certain, except for the fact that he wants to have a lot more patience than he normally does. When Brian Whittle was in the lineup, obviously they were a run-and-gun team, and they can't do that now. They don't match up size-wise except for Todd Bishop, and you know, they're just trying to pull it out and see if they can get these guys to come out a little bit further and open somebody up in the middle. See, that's exactly what I said. There you go. There's a turnover.
Okay, Steve Keppel with the steal, picked up by Fred Faust. Now Haldane comes back down the other end, and they're going to try to get things going here. Inside to Verricchio. Verricchio loses it out of bounds, and it'll be Spackenkill ball.
And Kevin, you can see Haldane is looking to bang it into their big people, Perpetuo and Verricchio, right away and get something started. There's another turnover.
Haldane came out in a little bit of a press, try to get the turnover before Spackenkill could set up in their half-court offense, and that's exactly what happened. Steve Keppel taking the ball out underneath, gets it to Josh Hammond up top. Is Verricchio, gets it into Perpetua. Perpetua pump fake, score the basket, and he's fouled.
That's just a great play by the sophomore. He posted him up, got a nice entry feed in there, turnaround shot fake, and a foul.
He's got that great pump fake.
Absolutely.
That's one of those fundamental things you learn at camp when you're in 7th or 8th grade.
Well, one of the interesting things is you've got two kids on the Haldane team, Joey DeMarco and Damon Perpetua, who played the last couple of years in the Hudson Valley Knights basketball AAU program. There you see the replay, and there's Perpetua with the head fake and the foul.
Perpetua can't hit the free throws. Ball goes out of bounds. Now, you were at the game last night, Haldane and Dover, Joe.
Absolutely, and Perpetua had 20 points in that game, and he was a big force, especially in the fourth quarter. He had 5 points. There he goes again.
Perpetua misses it, but Josh Hammond comes up with the offensive rebound, in and out. One thing about Spackenkill High School here, their rims are very tight. They don't have the traditional, well, I should say they are traditional rims. They're older rims. They're not the collapsible kind. And you got to hit a pure shot here to get a basket because the rims are very tight.
Yeah, no favoritism here. No soft bounces.
Little over 4 minutes to go in the opening period. Haldane with a 2-0 lead. And here's Spackenkill back down into their slow game.
And then you see the flash cut by Brian Terrell, trying to get open on the top of the key there.
How about working against Haldane here? Could this tire them out defensively, jumping around and following the ball wherever it goes?
Yeah, well, to a degree, obviously, you know, anytime you're running a trapping 1-3-1 type of zone like this, you know, they have to move with the ball and get over there and try and get over and trap. But now the point on the 1-3-1 is not going over to trap. He's just kind of standing there. They're almost matching up now a little bit.
There's about 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first quarter, and surprisingly, the score only 2-0 Haldane. The Spackenkill really not showing much action.
As a matter of fact, I think some of the kids are getting a little hyper on Haldane. They want to come out, and I think Coach Kiefer wants them to stay back in.
Down into the corner goes to Brian Terrell. Almost a steal there by Josh Hammond. Here comes Spackenkill. Ball's tipped by Perpetua out of bounds. Coming into the game for Haldane right now, number 24, Joe DeMarco, just a freshman. Sitting down was Josh Hammond. Here's Dolan, a jumper from the foul line. He doesn't get the roll. Rebounds loose. Referee Homer Reichert says it's going to go the other way. Referee is Homer Reichert, and his umpire tonight is Russell Thomas.
Now you should watch Joey DeMarco. He's a great penetrator. He loves to penetrate and pitch and find those big people.
Riccio, the jumper from 15, no good. Rebound by little Scott Hinkle. The thing about both these teams, Joe, very young. These teams could be battling it out for the next couple of years for the league championship.
Oh yeah, absolutely. In fact, when I talked to Coach Kiefer at the end of the game last night, you know, he said that although they're young, they're very resilient, and he felt that they were going to be able to come back and have a good game tonight. But they are two very, very young teams, but very poised on many occasions. Now almost another turnover. Damon Perpetua out on the wing, knocked the ball loose, but stepped out of bounds with it. This first quarter going very quickly. 2:14 left. 2-0 Haldane. Dolan from just inside the three-point line. They're going to get Brian Tyrell with a foul over the back. First foul on Tyrell. Last year I could remember when doing a preview for New Center 6, doing a preview of the Haldane game. This was last year now. I remember Coach Kiefer telling me, you got to watch out for Damon Perpetua, a freshman that I have, because he's going to be something down the road. And this year when I did the reviews, he said the same exact thing about Joe DeMarco. I have another freshman, he said, and he could be something. So. Oh, absolutely. And like I said before, they both played AAU ball in the summer, and it really helps.
Ball down low to Perpetua. They're going to get Todd Bishop beforehand with the hold on the arm.
And again, like we said, Haldane wants to bang it into the big people. And there's the post up by Perpetua and a nice entry feed.
We're gonna have another foul. They get Scott Hankel with the foul for the hold. So very quickly, Spackenkill heading toward the bonus, or Haldane heading toward the bonus, with Spackenkill getting a couple of fouls here in the first quarter. Dolan over to Karen on the wing, inside to Terrell. Now double trap by Faust and Perpetua. Ball swung back around the other way. Here's Henkel at the top of the key. To Dolan. 1:30 left in the first quarter. Only one basket has been scored, that by Damon Perpetua of Haldane. There's a miss. Terrell with the strong offensive rebound, blocked out of bounds from behind by Perpetua. Spackenkill will have it under the boards.
And that was a nice play by Brian Terrell to sneak in behind the defense there on the weak side and grab that rebound.
There's another turnover by, I shouldn't say, it's gonna be Spackenkill ball. No, it's going to be Haldane ball. I'm sorry. I saw referee Homer Reichert pointing toward the other end, but that's where he wants the ball taken out. 124, Kevin Garrity along with Joe Talbot. Spackenkill Haldane, the final league game of the season. Schools will have the week off next week, and then sectionals will start the following week. February 28th is the date. It's a Friday night, and these teams will be in action, and this is a big game for these two teams. As you were saying in the pregame, Joe, Spackenkill needs a win here. Missed jumper by Keppel, rebounded by Dolan. Back down the other end, here's Henkel with the shot. Off the glass, no good. Rebound by Faust. Outlets it to DeMarco. He dribbles right around Dolan. DeMarco takes it in. Nice pass to Perpetua. But they're going to get Mike Karen on the foul before the shot. Looks like it'll be on the floor.
And as we said before, Joey DeMarco is a great penetrator. There he is, a great penetrating pitch. and he dishes off to the big guy, but he gets fouled on the way in.
What a beautiful look-away pass.
Absolutely.
That's just pure instinct.
Yeah, that's those type of things. It's pretty hard to teach. It's got to be instinct.
Number 22, Tyrell Bennerman now in the game for Spackenkill. Mike Karen will sit down. Jed Verricchio can't hit. Ball's loose. Goes out of bounds. It'll be Spackenkill ball. Jed Verricchio looking like he twisted his ankle a bit as he hobbles down the court. 38 seconds left in the first quarter. One basket has been scored. 2-0 Haldane. And now Spackenkill look like they're running their regular offense now. Henkel looks. Good defense by DeMarco. Dolan wide open on the wing. Gets it into Bishop. Bishop. He can't hit. Bennerman with the rebound. He puts it in.
Great offensive rebound. Great stick.
9 seconds left in the first quarter now. Haldane's gonna have to do something with it here. 4 seconds. Keppel from half court. Just misses. So that was an interesting first quarter to say the least. Very slow in basketball-wise, but fast time-wise. 2-2. Sounds like a baseball score after the first quarter here. We'll be back right after this break. We're back at Spackenkill High School. Kevin Garrity, Joe Talbot. 2-2 the score after 1 quarter of play. The only baskets being scored by Haldane's Damon Perpetua and Spackenkill's Tyrell Bennerman. Spackenkill no longer in their spread offense.
Tyrell, move in a little.
Scott Henkel gets it over to Mark Dolan. Bennerman in the corner. Good defense by Haldane. Fred Faust all over him. Spackenkill with another turnover.
Yep. They did a good job of trapping on that 1-3-1 zone that time. I think with the insertion of Joey DeMarco in there now, I think you're going to see a little bit more up-tempo game by Haldane and a lot more pitching, penetrating and pitching to the big people.
Spackenkill comes out here in the second quarter in a man-to-man. And that's surprising because Coach Feely said that he wanted to stay in a zone against Haldane to try to keep the ball from being thrown into the paint where Perpetua and Verricchio hold their ground. So we'll see how Spackenkill does in man-to-man here. Tyrell doesn't do too well against Perpetua as he takes him to the basket, and Tyrell gets called for the foul.
Yeah, I don't know how long Coach Feely can stay in this man, though, Kevin, because they just can't stay with these guys. When you get a kid as big as Perpetua that's able to put the ball on the floor and just go to the hoop that quickly, it's so hard to defend.
And now we're up to 1-1. Haldane will be shooting, and Spackenkill quickly gets into foul trouble here as Haldane will be in the 1-1 for the rest of the second quarter. Perpetua, one of the leading scorers in Ulster and Dutchess counties with 18 points a game. He gets the roll on the first. And coming into the season, he was being, the big comparison was he against Brian Whittle, who, as you may or may not know, is lost to the season by Spackenkill against Haldane when they played down at Haldane as Perpetua hits the second. Whittle tore up his knee on the last play of the game. As we get a jump ball, it'll be Haldane's ball. Whittle down in Haldane blew out his knee as the waning seconds of the game. He's lost for the season. He was leading the whole area, Ulster and Dutchess County, in scoring, and he still is, as a matter of fact. Nobody's really overtaken him. He was averaging over 24 points a game. And the big comparison was, who's the better sophomore, Damon Perpetua or Brian Whittle? And they're good friends. They play a lot with each other during the summer. On the other end, Verricchio and the foul.
Once again, that's just a great entry pass into the post and a strong move. There it is, another head fake again, drawing the defender up and creating the foul, and a three-point opportunity.
Haldane will do this all game. They will just throw it in to the post-up players, and they'll go to work on the Spackenkill defense. Riccio can't hit and convert the three-point play, so the score is 6-2 now here in the second quarter. Mark Dolan over to Henkel. You'll hear Coach Terry Feely's voice throughout this game being picked up by our Nat sound mics because Terry Feely is a very loud coach. He gets his point across to his players rather clearly and distinctly.
Oh yeah, he's a competitor. He's a real fierce competitor.
Coach Feely is in his third year coaching varsity here at Spackenkill. He spent 5 years at the freshman and JV level here. He's also the varsity baseball coach. Here comes DeMarco now, one-on-one against Henkel, the freshman against the sophomore. DeMarco can't hit it. They're going to get Bishop with a push from behind against Perpetua. Really a dumb foul on Bishop.
And that was close to an intentional foul, Kevin. He actually put his arms up and pushed him from behind, gave him a real good hard shove. Here's a replay on it, I think. There it is, and there you can see Bishop's elbow coming up in his forearm.
Now they're going to get Perpetua for the foul as Haldane was in a half-court press. Perpetua trying to trap on the ball, and they're going to get him for the foul, his first of the game. And we're going to have a timeout here on Spackenkill's side. With 6:18 left in the second quarter, we're going to take a break here with the score. Haldane 6, Spackenkill 2. We'll be right back, after this timeout.
Down here, Bishop, down here.
And we're back at Spackenkill, where Terry Feely diagramming some plays for his team. And what do you think he could be saying to them right now, Joe? I mean, down 6-2 in the second quarter, not much offense going on here.
No, but that's more towards what he wants to do, and he's trying to hold the ball out, and he's not attacking the 1-3-1 really that much. Now he's going to a little bit more traditional style of attacking the 1-3-1 with 2 men out on the point, but again, their passes are, there you go.
Here comes DeMarco again, takes it in with the left and lays it in. And here comes Haldane in a full court press. Spackenkill breaks it down to Todd Bishop. Bishop can't hit it. Keppel with the rebound. Long outlet to Perpetua. Perpetua comes down, pulls it back out. Smart play by the sophomore. 8-2 Haldane, second quarter. DeMarco. Perpetua. Turnaround jumper, no good. Nice rebound by Keppel, coming through the middle. He gets it back out to DeMarco, and they'll restart their offense. Riccio gets it down. Perpetua, pump fake. Counted in the foul. He'll do it all night, and Bishop is in foul trouble.
A great play again, and again, just a simple cross screen along the baseline on the blocks, allowing Perpetua to get free, post up low, another head fake, head and shoulder fake there, and drawing the foul. Well, that was the end of the play there. They already have the screen, but again, a great head and shoulder fake by Perpetua. He's so fundamentally sound. For a young kid to be that fundamentally sound, it's really great. It's great to see.
He has a bright future ahead of him.
Absolutely.
He connects on the three-point play, and now Haldane opens up an 11-2 lead. Ball's knocked out of bounds by Perpetua.
And Kevin, it might be interesting to see now with Haldane turning up the full court press, whether or not it's going to force Spackenkill into an up-tempo game, which I don't think they want to get into.
They might not have a choice if they get down by too much here. Henkel tries to feed it in. Karen gets it and lays it in off the glass. Now Spackenkill is going to retaliate with a press of their own. Then they drop back off. Still in the man-to-man. Here's Faust on the wing. Barricchio takes it in. Nice look to Perpetua, but they're going to get the foul before. Looks like it'll be on Tim Carpenter. It will be on number 30, Tim Carpenter. Coach Feely asking umpire Russell Thomas what their foul count is. I think he's a little upset with how many fouls are being called on his team, but None of them have really been phantom fouls. They've all been pretty physical fouls, as you see Coach Feely.
Absolutely.
22 fouls going one team foul for Haldane.
Well, the problem is, Kevin, that Haldane is banging the ball into the blocks, and they're turning around and making great execution on their shot fakes, and they're creating these fouls. And they have to be called. Spackenkill has yet to do that.
Mark Dolan, Henkel into the corner. There's Dolan, he can't have it. Bennerman, Dolan, in and out, and they're going to get the foul on Steve Keppel. Mark Dolan is very steady. He's point guard on this team. He's also, if there were a point guard in football, it would be the quarterback, and that's what he is for the Spackenkill football team. He led them to a bowl game this year, where they lost to Edgemont, but a very successful season nonetheless for the Spackenkill football team as he hits the first free throw and hits the second. 11-6 now, Haldane with the lead. Perpetua brings it over half court. Keppel on the right wing, brings it back across, gets it to Fred Faust. Riccio down on the baseline. DeMarco drives the middle, goes up, off the glass.
He's just so good at that. Great penetration.
Up down the other end, Scott Henkel takes it through uncontested.
There's another great penetration.
13-8, Haldane. Things starting to pick up now. It's starting to look more like a basketball game out there.
Yeah.
3:50 left in the second quarter. Joe DeMarco, good steal by Scott Henkel. Here comes Henkel and lays it in.
That's a great defensive play by Scott Henkel, jumping the ball from the outside and stripping it and going down for the layup.
Henkel will give them a spark all of the time when he's out there on the court.
Yeah, he's a great athlete. Good soccer player, too.
And his best sport might be baseball.
Yeah, that's right.
He played varsity last year as a freshman. I've seen him come up through the town of Poughkeepsie leagues, and he's a very good baseball player. Could have a foul on Mike Karen.
And that's just a cheap foul. He let him take the flash cut and didn't stay with him and then have to reach in on him.
You know, talking to Coach Feely, Joe, the other night, his biggest worry out of anything was his team getting into foul trouble because he doesn't have much of a bench. And that's exactly what's happening now.
Yeah, that's really true. And especially when you have to play against guys like Barricchio and Perpetua, who are so strong underneath.
Free throw is missed, back down the other end. This Spackenkill. Bennerman in the corner. Bennerman uses the dribble, but picks it up and saves it. Haldane picks up the other turnover. Six turnovers for Spackenkill so far. Riccio underneath, nice move off the glass.
Oh, that's a great extension move, Kevin. Beautiful, beautiful move.
5-point lead for Haldane, 15-10. 2:38 left in the second quarter. Dolan, jumper, and he hits, nothing but net.
Well, Spackenkill seems to be hanging in there with him.
I was just gonna say, you know, it seems like Haldane is, they're gonna get Tim Carpenter with the body, but it seems like Haldane is dominating this game underneath, yet Spackenkill is staying with them.
Yeah, you know, somehow he's able to come down the last couple of possessions, and Scott Henkel helped him on that steal, and then coming down with that outside shot, and they've been able to stay in the game, but fundamentally, Haldane has had the better of the play so far. That foul by Timmy Carpenter, he's just got to get over there and get the baseline sooner on that.
Perpetua hits the first. And makes the score 16-12 Haldane. Second. but the rebound comes down to Steve Keppel. Keppel over to Verricchio out on the wing. Perpetua. And this is the thing about Haldane. All their big men can play anywhere on the court.
Oh, yeah. It looks like they have 5 guards out there most of the time.
Verricchio with the jumper. No good. Rebounded by Blaine White, who's in the game for Spackenkill.
Hey, go get up here!
We get a touch foul, Josh Hannon on Mark Dolan. Coach Feely looking a little bit more calm now that the refs have called a foul against Haldane. Dolan to Bennerman, back to Dolan. Here comes the spread offense again.
Yeah, they're going to hold it out again.
Well, now it's smart. I couldn't understand it in the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
Now, of course.
Well, there's only 1 minute and 33 left, so this is an opportunity for them to maybe get off the last shot of the quarter and go in and only be down 16 to 14. 2 points is not bad. Crowd seems to be cheering them on, too.
Scott Henkel just standing there with the ball. Looks like just taking a breather. Doesn't even look like the game's in session.
And they don't have to force the action. So
Coach Dick Kiefer for Haldane is set with keeping his team where they are. Doesn't want to go into the man-to-man.
I guess he's just satisfied with letting them just hold the ball out there and say, you know, come at us with your best shot and see if you can score the last basket. If you can't, maybe we can.
Now, what's the ruling on this, Joe? How long they can just stay there as long as they want?
It used to be that if you were behind, you had to initiate the action, but that rule is long gone now, so you don't have to initiate the action.
I've never seen anything like this.
Goes back to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar when he was playing in the 60s, when they had most of the teams that played against him when he was with Power Memorial High School used to do this to try and keep the score down, and there was sometimes 8 to 6 ball games.
Now let's see if it was all worth it. Mark Dolan with the jumper, no good. And Spackenkill comes up with nothing after holding the ball, but I guess they do have something because they're only down by 4 at the half. 16-12 is the score here at halftime. Haldane with the lead over Spackenkill. We'll be right back after this break. And we're back at Spackenkill High School halftime, where the score is 16-12, and it was a very slow first half as far as basketball goes. Spackenkill came out in a spread-out offense, and they made Haldane sit back. Haldane didn't come out one-on-one to guard them man-to-man, and it was a weird first half.
Yeah, well, if you went by time of possession, I guess Spackenkill won the half. But that's not what it's all about. They're still behind by 4 points, and it remains to be seen whether or not they can keep this up for the second half and not create the type of turnovers that they've already had, and also get in the type of foul trouble that they're in. They've already got 12 team fouls, and you know, that's going to you know, take its toll towards the end of the game, I think, because Terry's going to have to match up with these big guys from Haldane and be able to keep them off the boards. And right now, he's in trouble.
As far as point scorers go in the half, it was Damon Perpetua with 8 points, Jed Verricchio with 4, Joe DeMarco with 4. On the Spackenkill side, Tyrell Bennerman with 2, Henkel Dolan both with 4, and Mike Karen with 2. So Perpetua the big scorer so far with 8 points. What are we going to have to look for here in the second half?
Well, again, I don't know what Coach Feely is planning on doing. It appears since he's close, he may go with the same strategy. I look for Haldane to, again, with DeMarco in there, up-tempo the game, try and pressure them full court again, try and create the turnovers and the traps in the 1-3-1 zone, see if they can get some transition baskets off of that, and again, go to the basics, and the basics are banging it into the block, getting it into their big guys, Verricchio and Perpetua, and letting them do what they do best. And And so far, they've done a great job of that. They've made some great extension moves, some good head and shoulder fakes, and they've created some nice three-point plays and some nice opportunities for them.
Okay, should be a very interesting second half. The winner moving up in the seedings for the sectional. Spackenkill needs this win to get a home court date in the sectionals in 2 weeks, so we'll see what happens. 16-12 right now. We'll be right back with the opening of the second half. And there's Brian Whittle with the black cap on and the blue jacket sitting down. The star of the Spackenkill team out for the season with a knee injury. Major blow to Spackenkill, Joe.
Oh, absolutely. It's reflected in the standings, and it's certainly going to hurt them when they get into sectionals. It's a big, big loss. You can't afford to lose a kid that scores 24 points a game for you, that's for sure. It's hard to replace. We
were talking about Damon Perpetua with a bright future. This kid, Brian Whittle, 6'4" sophomore. He's been playing varsity basketball since the 8th grade. And he is already, even though it's kind of illegal to be contacted by major universities, they can send letters to the coach and say, hi, how you doing?
Right.
We understand you have some talented players. And they've been getting letters like that for this young man. So look for him to have a chance to go big-time Division I by the time he's a senior.
Okay, and you know, on that series there, Spackenkill finally skipped past it over to the corner and then looked to bang it in underneath the Bishop, which they hadn't been doing before, and allowed him to turn around and do the same type of things that Haldane's been doing to them and drawing the foul. And it worked well.
Bishop will be at the line. Bishop is a 6'4" senior. He's one of the captains. He misses the first. And he's done a tremendous job using the old cliche, stepping up, but that's exactly what he's done when Brian Whittle got hurt. Since Whittle got hurt in the last Haldane game, about 8 or 9 games ago, Bishop has been averaging, as he hits the second foul shot, he's been averaging about 17 to 18 a game since Whittle's gone down, averaging about 11 on the season. So, yeah, he's done a steady job.
That's a great story. You know, a senior taking charge, stepping in when they needed him.
Perpetua off the window and in.
Well, there you go. The versatility of the kid is unbelievable. He's able to go inside and out.
Here's Henkel, who has nothing underneath. Out to Dolan, into the corner. Tyrell Bennerin skip past the Henkel. Keppel out on him. Haldane with good motion in there, zone defense. Very quick getting to the ball. Very quick in trapping. Here's Dolan to Bishop. He'll take the 10-footer and hits it.
Yeah, that was a nice soft touch on that, and I think Todd might have found his touch again. He was shooting short on the first few shots in the first half.
Perpetua taking it to the hoop over Bishop. No contest.
That's a great drive to the basket. Put his head down and just went all the way in, and he's so hard to defend.
20 to 15, Haldane with the 5-point lead. Bishop blocked by Perpetua. Dolan. He throws up an air ball. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll stay with Spackenkill underneath.
Well, Perpetua's doing it all now, Kevin. He's really taking charge, and that's what they needed. He's their bread and butter guy. How's that?
There we go. Ryan Tyrell. 20 to 17 now. Tyrell's been quiet. He's averaging about 12.5 points a game, and he hasn't really done anything here. If he can get on track playing underneath, Spackenkill will stay in this game. Perpetua underneath.
And there you get this. You get the screen away and the flash to the hoop, to the block rather, and the bang it in.
22-17 now. Perpetua with 12 points. Here's Bishop. Give Perpetua the defensive star in that last play, making Bishop change his shot in midair. Off the inbounds, Bishop. No good, pulled down by Keppel, ahead to DeMarco. You're gonna get DeMarco with the travel.
Yeah, Joe's really good in the open floor, and that time he just got a little caught up and turned the ball over.
Ahead to Henkel now. Henkel takes it in.
Good call.
Called the jump ball, and it's going to go Haldane's way.
You know, that was a real strong drive to the basket by Scott, but again, the difference in the penetrating and seeing the floor. Joey DeMarco will penetrate, see the entire floor, and be able to pitch off when the defense comes on him and hit one of the big people for a layup. And that's what you got to be able to do.
It's just a matter of early maturity. DeMarco being able to do that. Henkel definitely with the ability to do that. It's just going to maybe take him another year to get that down.
Absolutely, he's a really great athlete.
Caricchio back down the other end. 24-17 now. Haldane opening things up a little bit. Tyrell Bennerman looks to Henkel. Henkel drops it in. Here's Bennerman almost with the steal. Haldane getting a little sloppy on their inbounds pass. Steve Keppel in and out on those tight rims. Tyrell saves it. Nope. Hits the line, and it'll be Haldane's ball.
Well, Kevin, it appears that Spackenkill is willing to up-tempo the game now, and they're still in it. They're staying close.
Caricchio, no good. Perpetua with the tip, no good. And Tyrell gets it down and loses it out of bounds, but it's going to go to Spackenkill. Coach Dick Kiefer calling for a timeout, and he's going to get it. Dick Kiefer definitely not happy with what's going on right now. And we're going to take a break. 24-19. Haldane can't get away from Spackenkill. We'll be right back after this break. We're back at Spackenkill. Kevin Garrity along with Joe Talbot. Joe, what do you think Coach Kiefer needed in that timeout to tell his team?
Well, I think he felt the game was starting to get away a little bit. They were getting away from what they had done best and banging it inside, and I think he wanted to slow them down a little bit and remind them what they had to do.
Tyrell Bennerman scores right after the timeout, cutting the lead to 3 for Haldane. Now Bennerman with the steal. And here he comes down on Steve Keppel, and he lays it in. It's a one-point ball game. Spackenkill showing some emotion now.
Yeah, they've gone to an up-tempo game, full court, and this is really working for him.
Here comes Perpetua. He loses it. Bennerman almost comes up with it again, but Faust has it in the corner. Out to DeMarco, and he's going to wait and slow things down a little bit. Starting to get a little loud here as the Spackenkill faithful are getting into this one.
Okay.
And there's Perpetua shutting things down a little bit.
It's back to basics again, and that's what Coach Kiefer wanted him to do. Have some patience and bang it into the block to the big people.
Now we have a jump ball. Perpetua and Tim Carpenter stays with the Spartans. Here you see Coach Kiefer and Coach Feely. Coach Kiefer with the white towel over his shoulder, a la Jerry Tarkanian. Although he's not chewing it.
I don't think he's making the salary that Jerry is, though.
No. And here's a steal by Jed Caricchio. He's going to go down the other end, takes it in, and in.
Kevin, that's just a great play. Great defensive instinct to tap that ball up court, and a great drive to the basket.
And now Brian Tyrell throws it away down the other end.
And again, Spackenkill is plagued by the turnover.
Back up to a 5-point gain, 28-23, 3:19 left in the third quarter. Haldane looking to make it a 7-point game.
I think if they score here, Coach Feely may take a timeout.
Good defense by Haldane on the inbounds, 5-second call. I should say good defense by Spackenkill. Haldane gets called for the 5-second violation. There's Henkel now. Bennerman goes baseline, good dish to Tyrell. Tyrell goes up, no foul called. Perpetua with it down the other end. Perpetua throws it away. Both teams getting a little sloppy now, Joe.
Yeah, absolutely. And Coach Kiefer, I think, is going to sit Damon down for a couple of minutes here and explain to him that he is not a point guard.
That's exactly what he said. One word, sit, as Damon walked toward the bench.
Yeah, he'll have to get back in there soon. Again, he's only a sophomore. He'll make those silly mistakes.
Tyrell ran into some big trouble underneath with the Haldane defenders.
Yeah, kind of interesting. It looked like there's some body contact on there, but I guess the officials didn't see it.
And Coach Feely just laughing now. He just can't win tonight. There's DeMarco going down the middle, and he lays it in. He is smooth. This kid is a freshman.
Great, great poise under pressure there and going up with the trees and laying it in nice and soft.
Perpetua leans against the scorer's table, getting ready to come back in. We're going to have a foul call. They get Fred Faust with the block. Here comes Perpetua.
Well, like I said, you know, he can't afford to have Damon sitting on the bench very long, and I think Damon got the point. He got his message. He's back in there, and he probably won't make that mistake for quite a while.
Hopefully, at least for the next 30 seconds. Yeah. Keppel with the steal. He's ahead of Dolan. Keppel, no good. DeMarco fouls it up. Ball's up in the air. Keppel comes back down with it. Steve Keppel has got to go back to basics and use the backboard on the layup.
Yeah, and Joey DeMarco with the follow-up really should have done the same.
But there's Jed Verricchio. Man, he is tough inside. 32-23 now. Haldane with their biggest lead of the game at 9, but it's cut right back down to 7. 32-25, 1:30 left in the third quarter. Perpetua now to Verricchio. Verricchio, no good. Rebounded by Bishop. Game's starting to open up a little bit here. Dolan to Henkel in the corner. Skip pass to Bennerman. Henkel. There's that skip pass, much dangerous when it's lofted that high in the air. And now Bennerman loses it on the baseline to Verricchio.
Yeah, that wasn't a good decision on that one.
Here's DeMarco now. Perpetua, Spackenkill still in a man-to-man. Verricchio. Perpetua, and they're going to get Bishop.
Well, yeah, Kevin, there's a case again where, you know, Bishop is guarding Perpetua on the block, away from the ball on the weak side. He's face guarding him. He's too close. Perpetua makes a flash cut up to the ball, and he's forced to reach in and foul.
Todd Bishop gets a steal off the inbounds for Haldane. 25 seconds left in the third. Mark Dolan. Nothing but air on that one, and it's going to go the other way. I don't know, Joe. I don't want to second guess Coach Terry Feely, but I would think he'd want to drop back in his zone and let Haldane try to beat with some outside shots right now.
Well, you know, it's not a bad decision because Haldane is not noted for their outside shooting as much as their inside game. And they are quick, and he is in foul trouble.
Verricchio buries one right before the buzzer, and it's 34-25. In this seesaw game, Haldane with control right now. We'll be right back with fourth quarter action after this break. Coach Dick Kiefer surrounded by his Haldane troops. The Blue Devils looking to open this one up here in the fourth quarter. They would like to have one of the top seedings in Section 1, Class D, when the tournament rolls around. And if they can win this game, they will end up 15-3 overall, and they will have a good shot for one of those top 3 seeds. If Spackenkill loses, they might lose their home court advantage and be on the road for the whole tournament. So yeah, that's what's riding right here as we start the fourth quarter. 34-25, Haldane looking to add to their lead.
And you can see the coaches and the crowd are starting to respond to the importance of this game.
Backcourt violation on Haldane. Good defense by Mike Karen. Ball bounced off of Josh Hammond, and it'll be Spackenkill's ball.
Spackenkill's up to double figures in turnovers now, and they just really, to have a chance to stay in this, they really got to cut that down.
Here's Bishop. In and out. Karen with the rebound. He can't hit it. Bennerman way up for the rebound, can't control. Bishop out on the wing. He takes it in, out of control. They're going to get Verricchio with the body. Looked like he had position, but I don't think his shoulders were square. Looked like he was standing there long enough, but
it was close, but I think he went up with him.
So Todd Bishop will go to the line to shoot two.
And again, Kevin, it just points up the importance of attacking the basket and taking your man to the hoop. And when you do that, usually good things happen. Haldane's been able to do it consistently tonight. Spackenkill has not.
And it might be too little too late for Spackenkill here in the fourth quarter. As Bishop misses a very important first end of the two shots. It's a 9-point game. Now it's an 8-point game. 34-26. Spackenkill comes out in a full court press.
And it appears they're still in a man, too.
Yeah, man press, Dolan all over the place, hawking Steve Kipple. Verricchio. Bishop didn't even want to go for it because he's in foul trouble.
Yeah, and he was caught on the upside on post defense, too. And when you're caught on the upside when the ball's below foul line extended like that, if you don't get to the low side of the block defensively on a post player, you're just about dead unless you have tremendous weak side help, and they're not getting that.
Brian Tyrell right there has not gotten into this game at all. He only has one basket for 2 points. And now they're going to get Tyrell for the reach around.
Yeah, he's complaining that he got elbowed first, but I missed that.
Tyrell, also a good athlete for Spackenkill. As a matter of fact, he's playing against Haldane, of course, here tonight. He threw a no-hitter against the Blue Devils in baseball back in April, last April. Good defense by Spackenkill forces Steve Kipple to call a timeout. 7:05 left in the game. Haldane into the timeout with a 10-point lead. We'll be right back after this break.
Okay, Kevin, the Haldane cheerleaders are out there before, and they're getting the crowd really pumped up. It's almost like it's a home game for Haldane. Great crowd here.
Also a good crowd on the Spackenkill side, and they're both jawing at each other from either side of the court, and it's getting rather loud inside here. Inside, Perpetua, turnaround. Nice shot, Perpetua. 12-point lead for Haldane there, biggest of the game.
Again, a beautiful turnaround move. Great post offense.
Perpetua loses the offensive rebound, and Bennerman puts it in.
Nice play. Good job to rip the ball away from Perpetua and stick it.
Perpetua with 18 points so far on the night. Verricchio with 14.
Bishop, get around them.
Off the leg of Karen, out of bounds. It'll stay with Haldane.
If you noticed on that last offensive series, they were screening down, trying to free up Perpetua, and you could hear Coach Terry Feely in the background yelling to Todd Bishop to get to the low side defensively on him on the post.
Terry Feely very upset with this call by umpire Russell Thomas. I hope Coach Feely doesn't have a broken foot as he slammed his leg into the bottom of the bleachers here. And he better be careful not to get a technical right now.
I
His
think
team's
he's
down by 10.
I think he's going to be warned. Oh, okay, that's 5.
5 fouls on Todd Bishop, and he will sit down, and this is exactly what Coach Feely talked about. He didn't need any of his players fouling out.
No, this is really going to hurt. There's 6 minutes and 27 seconds left in a 10-point game, and he can ill afford to lose Todd Bishop right now.
Scott Henkel comes back into the game for Spackenkill. They lose a lot of height in that exchange. Bishop for Henkel. Verricchio off the glass, no good. Perpetua ripping down the rebound all over the court. Look at the hustle by Joey DeMarco.
Okay, and that's a perfect example of what we just said. You get a kid like Bishop fouling out of the game, and Damon Perpetua is just going to the boards like there's no tomorrow and keeping the ball alive. And great hustle and effort by Joey DeMarco, almost able to save it.
6:19 left in this final Conference 3 League D game of the year. Where has the season gone? pitchers and catchers in next week for Major League Baseball. It's unbelievable. 10-point lead for Haldane. Spackenkill looking to cut it right here.
Yeah,
There hasn't been one 3-point shot taken in this game. Perpetua on the steal. Perpetua gains control. Nice pass to Barricchio. Lays it in. Fouled by Henkel. And this could be a 3-point play.
That's just a great look, Kevin, by Damon Perpetua. He's a big person running the floor and keeping his eyes open and his head up, and he sees somebody open underneath, and he gives him a little toss, and great play. Well, you couldn't see it there, Kevin, but that was just a great look by Damon.
And we have another timeout on the floor. 5:51 left in the fourth. 40-28. Haldane. We'll be right back.
Well, Kevin, not to be outdone, here comes the Spackenkill crowd. And they're going to show Haldane they've got as much enthusiasm and spirit as they do.
They're going to have to give their team some spirit right now, as they might go down by 13 if Jed Barricchio hits this foul shot. He can't hit it. 12-point game. Here comes Scott Henkel, and the Spartans will have to push things from here on in.
Absolutely, and I think the insertion of Scott Henkel may possibly help him do that. Gave him a little lift before, and hopefully he'll do it again for them.
Karen can't hit it. Once again, those rims.
Yeah, they're tight. They're tight.
Kipple calls the offense. By the way, we haven't mentioned all game that Haldane is without one of their starters, Ken Maroney.
That's too easy.
Barricchio, no good. Here comes Dolan. Maroney is out with a broken foot. You're going to get Tyrell stepping on the baseline. Ken Maroney, starting small forward, broke his foot on February 5th against Rhinecliff. So you see Coach Dick Kiefer. But he will be back for the sectionals, according to Coach Kiefer, so that's some good news for Haldane. They could use him come sectional time, and I'm sure they could have used him in that loss to Dover last night.
Yeah, absolutely.
Perpetua. Down the other end, Terrell can't hit anything. He's just been off all night, and that's a big reason why Spackenkill's down right now, because he's a good chunk of their offense, and he hasn't gotten on track all night. 4:30 left in the game.
Yeah, and there's a frustration foul. All right, Brian Terrell just not able. Well, I'm sorry. Now they're going to call it against. They're going to call it the other way against Perpetua, I guess. It appeared at first it was going to be against Tyrell, and I guess it's against Perpetua. Got him for pushing off.
There's Dick Kiefer, 10 years as head varsity coach at Haldane. Under Kiefer, this team has won 3 league championships outright. They've been the co-league champs once, so 4 times altogether they've been league champs. Teaches biology at Haldane. 27 years he's been at the school, so.
And a great guy, a gentleman, and a terrific guy to talk.
Back down the other end now, still a 12-point game, 4 minutes left. Haldane looking to spread things out a little bit, not going as aggressively toward the basket, but that boy will. Perpetua with his 20th point of the evening.
They just have not stopped any of his flash cuts, and he's just done a great, great job as he's capable of. He's just about done it all tonight.
Karen, he hits. 42-30 now. 3:30 left in the game. Kipple down into the corner. Swatted away from behind by Henkel. It'll remain with Haldane. As you see, referee Homer Reichert. Haldane gets it into Perpetua just within the 5-second mark. Dolan on Kipple. Perpetua in and out, but he follows, no good. There's Fred Faust. You're going to get Dolan on the arm.
Why are you in weak spot position? Beat him to the spot.
hear Coach Terry Feely, I'm sure, in the background saying, beat it to the spot. And a little earlier, he was saying that's too easy. You're letting them get the inside baskets too easy.
Yeah, that's a good call, Kevin, and that's true. That's been indicative of the whole night. They've been about a step or so off defensively, and they've been beaten to every single spot.
So Faust misses the free throw. Faust probably the best pure shooter on the team, but he's been off track from the outside most of the year. He's on track for the second free throw, 13-point game, 43-30, 3:08 left. Bennerman tipped up to Dolan. Dolan, and he hits. And now we get a timeout. Spackenkill takes the timeout. They're down by 11. 3 minutes left in the game. We'll be right back after this. We're back at Spackenkill High School. Kevin Garrity along with Joe Talbot. There you see the score. Haldane with the lead. 3 minutes exactly left here in the game. Freshman Joe DeMarco getting set to take it out for Haldane. Inbounds play. Gets it up to Faust. Faust being hawked by Henkel, but there's Perpetua. Perpetua fouled by Karen, and he'll go to the line.
That was a real mismatch. Damon got the ball on the block, had the defender directly behind him, and could do just about anything he wants with the ball. You cannot defend behind somebody like that. You've got a three-quarter front him, high side or low side, depending upon where the ball is. Behind him just isn't going to do the trick.
Perpetua gets the roll on the rim. Very interesting haircuts that these Haldane guys have. You see Perpetua kind of with the cereal bowl haircut. A couple of other players with the same haircut. Looks a little intimidating. Dolan with the lazy dribble. He grabs DeMarco by the leg as if he was tackling him in football, and they're going to get him for the foul.
Hey, Coach Keeper's telling Joey DeMarco, settle down now. There's only 2:45 left. We've got a 13-point lead. We don't need to go crazy. I believe they're in the bonus.
They're in the bonus. DeMarco will go to the line and shoot 1-on-1. Or Willie, you see the two referees looking up at the scorekeeper, and yes, it will be 1-on-1.
You got 1-on-1.
Now referee Homer Reichert going up into the stands to check out what's going on.
Kind of an unusual spot for the scores game. The referee has to go halfway into the stands. In some games that might not be something the referee would want to do.
No, especially that again.
Especially when the home team is behind.
There are some nice people sitting there. It would look like they wouldn't do any harm too.
Well, actually, it seems to be positioned more towards the Haldane section, and they're pretty happy campers right now.
That's right. Still a very successful season for Haldane right now, even though DeMarco hits the first, even though Haldane won't be the winners of the league, champs of the league, outright, still a chance. If Dover loses tonight to Rhinecliff, they'll be co-champs with Haldane. But Rhinecliff, 3-12 in the league, so I don't think they would have much chance of beating Dover tonight.
There you go. Great poise again by the freshman Joey DeMarco, sinking 2 foul shots, in control.
47-32 is the score, 2:37 left in the game. You know, it's amazing. Not one three-pointer shot in this game, and they're not even looking for it, down by as many points as they are. There's Henkel. Way off the mark. We're going to have a foul underneath. Brian Terrell will go to the line and shoot 2.
How many?
Everybody getting set up right now. Tyrell sits down. Very quiet night for him. Mike Karen at the line. He hits the first. Pat Capolino coming into the game for the shooter, so he'll just hang out a little while, see if Karen hits the second. He does, and Capolino will come in, I'm sure, for defensive pressure. 47-34. A jumbled mass down on the baseline, but it breaks out and Perpetua comes down. Here comes Perpetua. Henkel with the foul on Perpetua. He will shoot two. Perpetua with 22 points on the night, looking for his 23rd and 24th of the game. Can't hit it. We're gonna get Steve Kipple over the top. He goes over the back of Tim Carpenter. And we're just going back and forth now with the fouls. There'll be no 1-on-1 here though. Tyrell back into the ball game for Capolino. 47-34, 2:15 left in the game. Haldane looks to have this one wrapped up pretty much. Henkel throws it away. He's looking for Bennerman down the baseline, but comes another sub, Pat Capolino.
Yeah, Coach Feely's going with a defensive, offensive game. He's throwing him in for defense now, taking Tyrell out, and as soon as they get the ball back, he'll put him back in.
Here's Perpetua coming down 2-on-1. Smart play, bringing it back out.
Very smart, very smart.
Here's DeMarco. Coach Feely wants the foul, and Bennerman gets him. DeMarco will go to the line.
Yeah, that was an excellent play by Damon Perpetua to pull that back out. Very judicious decision on his part. No reason to force it. Now we get the offensive switch now. Tyrell back in.
Specific first, right? You have 4 guys matched up with 4 bodies. No pre-assigned stuff. 4 guys match up with 4 bodies.
Joey DeMarco on the line again. And he hits his first. Now, Kevin, I just can't say enough about the poise of Joey DeMarco. Only a 9th grader. And again, going back to what I said towards the top of the broadcast, a few years in the Hudson Valley Knights AAU during the summer, playing against that great competition. And it means all the difference in the world. Makes the second one. It's a great job. He's excited. He's happy.
Henkel back down the other end. Throws it in to Tyrell, who loses it. And here's the first three-pointer of the game, and that's sent back up into the 5th row by Perpetua.
Wow.
Perpetua doing it all, both offensively and defensively, and for that, he will be our player of the game, new center 6 player of the game tonight. Damon Perpetua, number 54 of Haldane, so far with 22 points on the night, and he deserves it. Great job by Perpetua.
Absolutely, Kevin. He's just done everything you can ask a player to do tonight. He's blocked shots, he's rebounded, he's run the floor well, he's dished off when he's run the floor like a point guard, and he's done that inside game so well, his forte. He's so strong. Shows great poise for a sophomore. It's a great kid.
And we have a timeout here with 1:26 left in the game.
Well, Kevin, there's only a minute and 26 left, and he's down by 15 points at this point. There's not a heck of a lot he can do right now. He's got to get some quick scores, either try and steal the ball real quick or foul, which he really doesn't want to have to do, but he's forced to do it, and they're a 1-on-1 situation, a bonus now, and he's got to hope that they miss the front ends of 1-on-1s, that Haldane that is, and he can get the ball back real quick.
And Haldane, on the other hand, this win tonight, as we were talking about in the pregame, this is going to help them going into the sectionals.
Oh, yeah.
Bouncing back from a tough 1-point defeat, their second 1-point defeat at the hands of Dover this year.
Yeah, it's a great job by Coach Kiefer and the kids to step up after a tough 1-point loss last night and come back 24 hours later and be able to play a game like this.
Yeah, they must have been. You were at the game last night, Joe. Were they really down when the game?
Oh, yeah. Damon Perpetua sat there for I don't know how long after the game, just sat on the bench with his head hung down. And, you know, just really depressed.
Perpetua picks up another basket off the missed free throw. He now has 24 on the night.
Again, a nice follow-up by Perpetua and another block shot.
Kipple ahead to Perpetua. He's got a big smile on his face. He's just having a lot of fun out there right now. 52-34. He'll go to the line again.
Yeah, he is having a lot of fun. He's a great kid, and he also knows he's well-talented, well-skilled. He knows what to do with the ball, and he knows he was going to take them up and go to the basket.
Emptying the bench now is Coach Dick Kiefer. Sitting down is Jed Vericchio and Fred Faust. Vericchio sits down with 16 points unofficially, and Faust with just 1 point unofficially. Vericchio doing a great job tonight also.
Absolutely. Again, that dynamic duo of Perpetua and Vericchio came through. I can't say enough about how strong their inside game is.
Into the game for Haldane. Perpetua hits both free throws, and he will come to the bench now. I'm sure to a loud round of applause from the Haldane faithful. Unofficially sitting down with 26 points, Damon Perpetua. Terrific game for him. Into the game now for Haldane is senior Tom Wills, along with Matt Leahy, another senior, and Mark Pantanello, Jr. 50 seconds left in the game, 20-point lead for Haldane. Pantanello now out to Wills. Wills turned it over on the dribble. Here comes the rest of the Haldane bench. Rich Tomlins and Chris McCardle. Sitting down, Steve Kipple and Joe DeMarco. In the meantime, Coach Felia Spackenkill calls another timeout. We'll take a quick break. 40 seconds left in the game. 20-point lead for Haldane. We'll be right back after this. Back at Spackenkill High School, Kevin Garrity, Joe Talbot, 40 seconds left, and this is fun time for the Haldane bench, the guys who, you know, they're the ones who make the starters better in practice day in and day out, and they usually don't get any recognition, not a lot of playing time.
No, absolutely, that's true. They work hard every day in practice, and this is their 15 seconds in the sun, so to speak. There's 40 seconds left, and these are the shock troops. They're in here, and they're going to fire it up the first chance they get, no doubt about that. I believe we might have had
it had to be a technical
foul on Coach Feely, I believe.
I didn't see it happen, but
it was kind of a quiet one.
Matt Leahy hits one of two free throws on the technical. 55-34, Haldane up by 21.
There it goes.
Oh, and he hits it. Tom Wills and the Haldane bench erupts. He hits the jumper. Every bench player's dream to come in a game and hit a shot like that.
Absolutely. He put the #1 sign big, right up in the air there. He was happy.
Here's Henkel. Blocked by Leahy. Ahead to Wills. Wills from three. Oh, he's way off.
I'll tell you, Kevin, these guys are salivating. They can't get it up fast enough.
5 seconds left in this one. Wills will take it out of bounds to end this one. Rich Tomlins was screaming for the ball. He threw up an air ball, but it's all over. 57-34. Haldane with a very impressive win here after the 1-point loss to Dover last night. Now both teams will move on to the sectionals. We'll talk with the winners when we return after this break. We'll be right back. We're back at Spackenkill High School. Joining me is head coach Dick Kiefer of Haldane and Damon Perpetua. Coach, this had to be a key game for you after a loss last night. Did you think you guys were going to be able to bounce back and have a good game like this?
I knew it was going to be tough, but, you know, we had a little talk in the locker room before we started that we've still got the sectionals. So that's what we're aiming for. We want to get to the county center, and we want to do well in the county center. So we had to put last night behind us, really, and forget about it and come out here and do our thing. And they did a real good job. I'm really proud of them.
Damon, you had 26 points tonight. Big game for you. Talk about the game a little. They slowed it down in the beginning. What did you think when Spackenkill came out like that?
I thought that they were going to make us get out of our game and try to make us foul, but we stayed in the game, and our guards did really good at getting the ball into me and Jed, and it worked out pretty good.
How about you and your teammates? What was your attitude coming in tonight? Was it tough to get up after the loss last night?
We were really ready to play tonight after a tough loss last night that I think we should have won, and I think we played really good tonight.
Looking forward to the sectionals now in about a week or two?
Yeah, I really want to play sectionals. Can't wait.
Okay, Coach, what do you have to do to prepare your team for the sectionals coming up?
Mental mistakes is the big thing, as usual. The game tonight was important because, from what I hear, we could be ready for seeding number 1, okay? So we really needed this. We have a scrimmage next Thursday, which is going to help us, but what we got to work on is mental mistakes, really. Making the right decisions at the right time. Because when we play the good teams, that's where we're falling down a little bit. So we'll work on that.
Okay, congratulations on a good job,
Thanks
Coach. And Damon, Joe and I will be right back with some closing thoughts after this. Back in Spackenkill High School, hello to Ken Maroney, who's out with the foot injury, but according to Coach Kiefer, he will be back for the sectionals. And Joe, it was interesting to talk to Coach Kiefer now, and Coach Kiefer said that they may be seeded number 1 still, even though they didn't win the league championship. And what could be the reason for that?
Well, it's possible that the reason is for the strength of schedule. They played some Class C schools, which is playing up. And obviously there'll be tougher games and tougher opponents, and that may weigh heavily in the decision-making process there.
Impressive victory for Haldane. Were you impressed tonight after seeing them lose last night? Their bounce back tonight?
Oh yeah, absolutely. As I said in the top of the telecast, when I talked to Coach Kiefer at the end of the game last night, he said the kids were down, but they were young, but they were resilient kids, and he thought they could bounce back. And obviously they were able to bounce back really well tonight. They did a great job of hustling tonight. And again, one of the keys that we said, the biggest key was going to be going into Damon Perpetua and banging it into him and letting him do his thing. And obviously that's what they did. And that's his strength, and that's their strength, and he did a great job of that. He had back-to-back 20 and 26-point games in the last 2 nights. You can't ask for anything more than a kid. He blocked shots. He did everything that was asked for him. And both he and Verricchio obviously control the boards, which is what Coach Feely was concerned about, and he wasn't able to stop him. And
okay, here's assuming that Dover has won tonight, which I would assume is correct, playing Rhinecliff, who is very weak in the league. That's what the league would look like. So very interesting, and we'll see what happens when the sections roll around. Joe, very nice working with you tonight. We want to send a get better wish to Charlie Cornacchio, who is battling the flu at home, and great job and good working with you tonight. Before we say goodbye, there's a few people both Joe and I would like to thank. Producer Michael McCartney, director Donald Prezzuti and his fine crew, engineer Mark Phillips, statistician Andrea Mazzio, Spackenkill AD Don DiLorenzo, Haldane Athletic Director Ralph Panessa, and head coaches Terry Feely and Dick Kiefer for assisting with game preparations. Once again, the final 57-34 for Joe Talbot. I'm Kevin Garrity. Good night, everyone.